Paul the Apostle, after describing some of the difficulties and afflictions in life, makes this amazing statement in Romans 8, verse 37. He says, "Yet in all these things we are more than conquerors through him who loved us." I want to share with you a clip from a recent sermon where I just describe how, with that kind of a belief, if we believe that God is in control of the storms, how we should respond to the storms in our life. I'll be back in 11 seconds and tell you all about it. But my son, Brandon, the two older older boys, one is 4 and one is 2. We had a nice afternoon together. They said, "There's a little park nearby. Let's take the boys out and let them ride their bikes." So we went to this park, and basically there was just this paved walkway that went about a half a mile to nowhere out in the middle of the woods, and then you'd pedal out there and turn around and come back. I always thought a trail should come back around somewhere, but we were way out there. Well, we're way out there with the kids on their bikes and little helmets and all that stuff, and suddenly here the clouds start getting darker, and then there's a raindrop, and you hear it hitting in the trees. And, "Okay, boys, let's head back." So Brandon was taking care of the older one, the 4-year-old, and he could pedal fairly fast. And when you're a 2-year-old and you're riding a bike with training wheels and your wheels are about this big, you go one speed, and it's called slow. And I'm like this. And now it's starting to rain on my hat, and come on, Benai, let's go, one speed. And I'm getting, come on. And finally, it's really starting to threaten and rain. And then about the last quarter of a mile, I've got a 2-year-old under this arm and a bike under this arm, and here we go. And I'm frustrated at that point. And finally, we get back to the parking lot where their van was, and it has one of those vans that come up, and so we're kind of hung, under this, and my shoes, these are the only tennis shoes I got, and they're now wet, and I'm like, I'm just not feeling good. And then my son turns to the boy and says, "Hey, boys, you want to take your shoes off and play in the rain?" And of course, off they go, and they're out there having a great time in the rain. And then this other minivan pulls up with a mother in it and 2 girls, and suddenly the door pops open, they have their shoes and socks off, and they go start playing in the rain. I wish I'd asked the mother, it's like, what kind of insanity caused you to pull over and turn your kids out randomly in the rain with strangers? But then I got to thinking, it's all perspective, isn't it? For a kid, this was the greatest day ever. For grouchy old grandpa, not so much. But when you realize that God either sends the storms or withholds the storms, it's his character. You can count on him. With God's help, I hope you'll join me in this. Next time God sends a storm blowing your way, kick off your shoes and dance in the rain.